Happy Friday, everybody. My name is Stuart Huggins, and I'm the student minister here at the Wesley Center in Chattanooga, and I like to jump over here on Fridays and send you guys off on a safe and healthy weekend, and today is Friday, June 11th, 2021, and our DBRs for today are Psalm 20, 1 Samuel 10, 1 through 8, and Hebrews 11, 4 through 7. Or you can choose to read Psalm 92, 1 through 4, 12 through 15, 1 Kings 10, 26 through 11, and chapter 8. Or again, the complementary verses, Hebrews 11, 4 through 7 comes up again. So, it's funny that I'm doing Hebrews because the DBR that I did last week, I talked a little bit about how, like, walking by faith, and that is pretty much what this entire verse is about. So let's dig into it. It was by faith that Abel brought a more acceptable offering to God than Cain did. Abel's offering gave evidence that he was a righteous man, and God showed us his approval of his gifts. Although Abel is long dead, he still speaks to us by his example of faith. It was by faith that Enoch was taken up to heaven without dying. He disappeared because God took him. For before he was taken up, he was known as a person who pleased God. And it is impossible to please God without faith. That is a very important verse, and I will come back to that in a second. Anyone who wants to come to him must believe that God exists and that he rewards those who sincerely seek him. It was by faith that Noah built a large boat to save his family from the flood. He obeyed God, who warned him about things that had never happened before. By his faith, Noah condemned the rest of the world, and he received the righteousness that comes by faith. So, we talked a little bit last week about walking by faith. That is probably the most terrifying thing we do as Christians. I'm also a youth minister at a church here on Highway 58 in Chattanooga, and I remember when I first started getting a call towards ministry, I was working at a Camp Listen in the North Georgia Conference, which is a camp and retreat ministry, and I would have any ages anywhere between, I think I never had a group of third graders. My youngest was rising fifth, I believe. I had rising fourth graders one week, but anyway, I remember always having more of a connection and more of a pull towards youth than I did with kids. I was able to handle kids and do fine with them and do what I needed to do and build some pretty awesome relationships and show them God and the love of God and teach them things. But I deeply connected more with youth, and to the point where the youth would be teaching me more than anything. And I was like, God, what's going on here? Why is this happening? So I thought about it and prayed about it for the whole summer, and I realized this was a call to ministry, into youth ministry, and it really scared me. I didn't know what to do. I came back here to Wesley, talked to Keith about it, and we started looking at things to help me dig more into that calling. But that was an absolute walk by faith moment that I was so scared of because of I didn't know where it was going to lead me. I didn't know how to be a youth minister. Part of me still doesn't know how to be a youth minister. So it's and I don't think I ever will, and I don't think anybody ever will. But moments like that we experience. It's just a walk by faith moment. We have to just kind of, okay, you lead the way. I'm just going to kind of follow you closely behind, God. And it's scary. It's really scary. I mean, and I told you guys I'd come back to verse 6. It says, "It is impossible to please God without faith." That is such an important verse for faith is literally in the verse. So we kind of can't just go halfsies on our faith with God, if you know what I mean. We have to fully commit and fully trust. If He says go, if He says jump, we don't say how high. We just jump. If He says go here, we don't say but I don't want to. You go there. And again, to me personally, I think that kind of stuff is the most scary thing. But, three great biblical individuals, Abel, Enoch, and Noah, all perfect examples of walking by faith and just doing it and trusting. Abel brought a much more acceptable offering to God than Cain did. And I think Abel is still probably one of these three in general are probably the three best examples of walking by faith. Enoch saw heaven as a human. Noah built an ark and pretty much saved what we know today, all by faith, not knowing what was going to happen. So that is all I have for you guys today. I hope you guys have an awesome weekend. I hope the weather is nice and pretty. I hope you guys have a great weekend, and I will see you guys later. Peace.